300. What is the deal? This is your folk Shaka, the urban philosopher. I wanted to share my thoughts with you all very quickly. So, y'all, about 5 days ago, a brother asked me to speak on the Ja Rule and Fat Joe situation. Now, I know I'm a little late, child. You know, I be tied up sometimes, so I'm not able to get around to certain things, or I don't catch certain things right when they happen, a lot of things. So, just speaking now, I appreciate folks sending me this information, you know, asking me to speak on these things, because I can't catch it all. But he asked me to speak on it. To be honest, you know, I don't pay attention to much of the whole versus thing going on. Now, I know that I made a video on the topic on my last channel because I thought that it was a good backdrop for us to learn about, you know, why we don't have a lot of industries in which we can compete with. But, you know, so yeah, back to this show though. You know, Fat Joe spoke real ill of so-called black women, and so he wanted me to respond to that. So that is why I'm making the video today. You know, yeah, he later apologized for it. But listen, you know, again, y'all, my community, I preach that we need to dismiss, you know, these lame apologies from people who should know better at this point. You know, to be honest, we are the only group who on average receives an apology for Foulian behavior outsiders do to us. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, when these outside groups are played, they demand disciplinary action and oftentimes compensation. Again, go ask the Haitians, okay? You know, it's time to catch up to the pack. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to do, my folks. We got to stop settling for this. Especially from people like Fat Joe, who is a repeat offender, okay? He's definitely a repeat offender when it comes to these types of situations, okay? But we're going to get into that just a little minute. Y'all bear with me for a moment. But in my opinion, y'all, Fat Joe, just like dudes like Tekashi, DJ Khaled, Drake, a lot of the people behind the scenes like the A&R personnel, etc., and the majority of other groups of people in hip-hop, they are plants, man, here to infiltrate and make a mockery of something that culturally comes from us, okay? Came from us, okay? All this snitching, swagger jacking, cultural disrespect, all the moistness going on, the slay agenda. These dudes introduce this stuff to the game, you know, which is cool because, hey, they are who they are. They're going to be whoever the people who sent them to be. But we allow it. That's the most concerning thing, okay, is what we do with it, with that opposition and how we take care of it. These people existing the way that they do ultimately drives down the value of the so-called black culture. Okay, a lot of people will say, well, we talk like that too. But look, bottom line is this. Okay, you can't come into someone else's home as a guest and do how they do without permission, whether it's right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? That should never be ignored unless you accept the fact that you have nothing to stand for and you accept your conquered position. Okay? Other than that, that's the discipline. I mean, if we already have a problem, how does it make sense allowing someone in to add more? Okay? Problems that we have to also deal with. Now, some people will say, peep this, y'all, because you hear this a lot. Some people will say, he's Puerto Rican. Okay? He is of, if that's what he says, Latino Hispanic heritage. Okay, and he is not a part of any black community that I believe matter. You know what I'm saying? That I believe matters. Not now or will matter in the future to come. Okay? Black folks, Jeffin, with those black brown alliance, that bullshit has caused more problems than anything. Just in general, that side collective are some of the most jealous, hateful people towards the so-called black community. Okay? Collectively. I'm not talking about your little homeboy, your little homegirl, you know, at work, but collectively. Okay? Somehow, though, you always got these Gandhis yapping about black and brown. You know what I'm saying? It is another myth. Y'all need to stop it. It don't exist. You know, you got a lot of those so-called Puerto Ricans. I see them a lot on so-called YouTube, on this platform, who think they somehow got immunity to tell us, you know, what the fuck to do and whatever else because of dudes like Fat Joe, okay? Being accepted in hip-hop and dudes like him in real life. You know what I'm saying? Because I met some dudes like him in real life. I've came across some. Mad disrespectful. But a lot of our communities be giving these dudes passes. And like I told y'all, he has been in the game like 20 plus years. He came in with the overrated big pun. But he was primarily given recognition by way of that Terror Squad, Cash Money, Young Money alliance in the mid to late 2000s, okay? And even then, y'all, he was disrespectful. Like I said, a lot of y'all ain't hip to the history in the 2000s and things like that, but he was disrespectful then. You know, some of y'all can remember the situation about a decade ago when he decided that he was going to tell the so-called black community in hip-hop that he was going to say nigga and nobody is going to check him about it. And you know what? Guess what, y'all? Surprise. Nobody checked him about it. Okay? Nobody did. Not DMX, Jay-Z, 50 Cent, none of them tough guys. Not even the dudes he was working with. Lil Wayne, Baby, and them dudes. None of them. And this is nothing new with Joe. I mean, the last disrespectful thing he did, many of y'all had no clue that he did it, including the puppet that was used, which was Remy Ma. You know, a lot of the so-called black community praised Remy Ma and her husband, Papoose. But I looked at both of them sideways when that collab with her and Fat Joe dropped. You know, I mean, he was probably the most hitch slap or yo that he has ever been on the tracks, the most recent tracks with her. You know what I'm saying? Being disrespectful to the so-called black woman community. Okay, he claimed, but with Remy Ma, who he claims that he has so much respect for. Okay, and when you listen to her lyrics, you know, she didn't help that cause either. But you know, that's a whole other story, not my topic. Okay. And Papoose is the husband at that time. Okay, so yeah, he does it both ways, you know what I'm saying, symbolically and straight to your face. So I mean, I ain't surprised because that is his job. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all, most of these, especially these old school artists that's been in the game 20 plus years, they are here to push agendas. Okay? Now they have always kept him relevant, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, they collab him with some of the best artists and things like that. But he's definitely put up front. Okay? He's put up front to keep the mockery and the dismantling of this hip-hop culture going, while at the same time driving down the value of the people who are the architects. Y'all understand? I mean, it's cheap chess, y'all. You know, it ain't even clever at this point. You know, but you know, Fat Joe, the solution, he must be ignored. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, the collective black community is not going to do that. Alright? However, you can cancel Fat Joe. Okay? In your own community. Okay? Like we do. Alright? It shouldn't be that hard. Okay? Dude has had like 4 or 5 good songs. Alright? But anyway, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, man. What do y'all think about this whole situation with Fat Joe? Y'all go ahead and leave y'all comments in the comment section below. Okay, like or dislike this information, but most definitely hit that sub button and go ahead and click that bell, because I'm gonna drop something that you're gonna like. All right. Anyway, y'all, this is your folks out of the Urban Philosopher. I'm out. It's 300.